Slat. You already know what's going on. Let's have a moment of silence for my city because Chicago is on fire. I'm phoning Greg because I don't know what the hell y'all YNs got going on. Y'all YNs need to settle down, shut up, and go in the house, man. Go get you some money and all this murdering and all this sliding y'all doing. Y'all still broke as hell living in the projects. What's the end goal here?
In Chicago's underworld, the code of silence is enforced with blood. Those branded as snitches, witnesses who cooperate with police, often meet a brutal fate. Gangs cultivate a reputation for ruthless retribution, scaring many into staying silent, but some do speak up for justice. What follows is a chilling montage of their stories, people who testified or cooperated, only to vanish or be silenced forever. Before we get started on this video, make sure you go check out my website that's in the description where I post viral videos daily. Make sure you like the video and share it with someone to spread the violence awareness. Traja Kelly was only 18 and pregnant when she was gunned down on a Southside sidewalk. One September night in 2019, Traja walked with a friend near her home in Chicago's Back of the Yards neighborhood, chatting on the phone with her boyfriend. Suddenly, a figure in a baby blue hoodie emerged from an alley and opened fire without a word. The gunman shot Traja 5 times at point-blank range, killing her and her unborn child. Traja's horrified friend saw the shooter's face and ran as he fired twice in her direction. It was an execution in cold blood, and it was no random act. Just 3 months earlier, Traja had taken the stand as a key witness in a murder trial. She testified against a gang member, Deontay Davis, who had killed her 17-year-old cousin in 2016. Her testimony made her a target, Traja's family later said, and they were right. Investigators believe Davis's associates put a bounty on Traja to silence her. In fact,
that shit weird though, gang. I'm just saying, like, okay, if somebody's a witness and they associated with that gang, I can understand, like, okay, we gotta whack them, we gotta get them up out of here. But if you got somebody that's not associated with the gang and they're an innocent civilian, why are you whacking them, bro? Like, that just make you look way worse. You know that, right? Like you killed they homie or they family member or whoever they was associated to them, and then you gonna whack them. And that's not, you think that's not gonna put more heat on you? Even outside of that, shit is wrong, man.
Prosecutors revealed that a 21-year-old man named Kavarian Rogers accepted $5,000 to execute the young witness. Rogers even bragged on Facebook afterward, posting videos fanning himself with $100 bills and showing off expensive new shoes. "I nailed the girl who testified," he boasted to friends, according to court records. Chillingly, authorities uncovered jailhouse phone calls, someone in custody discussing how to stop a female witness from testifying again. Traja Kelly's courageous testimony had helped convict her cousin's murderer, but it also signed her death warrant. On that dark September evening, the promise of justice was answered with revenge, as a young life was brutally cut short to keep a gang's secrets hidden. Keith Daniels thought he could outrun the deadly reach of the gang he betrayed. In April 2013, the 27-year-old former gang member was living under federal protection after agreeing to become an FBI informant against one of Chicago's most violent crews, the Hobos. Daniels had worn a wire, secretly recording his one-time allies to help authorities indict the gang's leaders. But word got out on the street almost immediately that Keith is a snitch. He worked for the police, as one ominous Facebook message warned. The Hobos swiftly marked him for death. Threats started pouring in. Someone smashed a brick through his window with a note saying, "Everybody know you snitching. You got the nerve to still be living." An explicit death threat. One of Daniels' former associates even confronted him at gunpoint in his own home. Fearing for his life, the FBI relocated Keith, his girlfriend, and their kids to a suburb, hoping to keep them safe. But it wasn't enough. On April 14th, 2013, violence found him. Keith Daniels was stepping out of a car with his girlfriend and her young children when a shadowy figure approached. It was Paris Poe, a feared hobo hitman who had cut off his electronic monitor and tracked Daniels down. In an instant, Poe unleashed a hail of bullets. He stood over Daniels and pumped round after round into him, more than a dozen shots, even as Keith's stepchildren, just 4 and 6 years old, watched in terror. The
one thing I will say, I'm not condoning murder at all, right? But this ain't the movies though, gang. Like, you not finna just do all this gangsta ass shit and then think you finna go to the FBI and become an informant and they not gonna find out where you is. Like, all that relocating shit, it works sometimes, but it's not like 100% success where you just gonna relocate and nobody's gonna know who you are. Like, It's 50-50 damn near. So I don't know if he thought this was like a super good idea, but y'all gotta move smarter in these streets.
The boy later described covering his ears because the gunfire was so loud. Daniels died there in front of his family.
And at least he didn't. At least the killer didn't hit none of the kids or the woman. I will give him credit for that. At least he walked up on your op and you really got him gone. I'll give you that.
Paid the ultimate price for breaking the gang code of silence. The message was unmistakable. Anyone who informs on the hobos will be hunted down, no matter where they hide. Years later, Paris Poe and the hobo leaders were convicted in a massive racketeering trial, with prosecutors calling Daniel's slaying a prime example of the gang's ruthlessness. Keith Daniels' courage in cooperating helped bring them to justice, but it cost him his life. Christmas Day 2020 should have been a time of peace, but on Chicago's southwest side, it was marked by murder. That afternoon, police responded to a shot spotter alert, found 26-year-old Sebastian Serrano sprawled on the pavement in Gage Park, shot multiple times.
Gage Park ain't no joke though.
Rushed him to the hospital. Detectives began asking why someone would want this young man dead. They quickly learned Serrano was not a random victim. He was slated to be the key witness in an upcoming murder trial, and that fact had sealed his fate. Months earlier, Sebastian Serrano had witnessed a killing and agreed to testify against the alleged shooter, 18-year-old Antonio Reyes. Reyes was awaiting trial in the Cook County Jail, but even behind bars, he plotted revenge. On jailhouse phones, Reyes was recorded ordering a hit on Serrano, telling a friend on the outside to take care of the witness who could put him away. The friend he enlisted was 19-year-old George Reyes, no relation, a fellow gang member. To help, George Reyes and an accomplice devised a plan to lure Serrano in. They combed through Serrano's social media and found him on Snapchat. In fact, police later discovered that George had been stalking Serrano's movements online, even sending his girlfriend messages that he had almost got Serrano once. At one point, George tried to recruit a 13-year-old boy to be the trigger man, hoping to have a juvenile take the fall. When that failed, George decided to do it himself. On December 21st, 2020, under the guise of a drug deal or meeting, the conspirators arranged for Serrano to be at a specific spot on West 52nd Street. As snow flurries fell that Christmas, George Reyes crept up and ambushed the unsuspecting Serrano. Gunfire rang out and Serrano collapsed mortally wounded, never to make it to the witness stand. The carefully laid plan to silence a snitch had succeeded. A man who tried to do the right thing was cut down before he could testify.
But that's not a snitch though. I'm just saying this is an innocent civilian, bro. I don't be liking watching shit like this because he an innocent civilian. He didn't do nothing to nobody. So why is he got to take the rap? Why he got to take the fall? I don't understand, gang. Like I don't. Why we so mad at him, but we not mad at y'all for getting caught doing all this dumbass stuff? You trying to get a 13-year-old to clap somebody for you just because you scared to take the charge? All types of weird stuff. Even the fact the police know that is crazy. Don't y'all think that's a little scary? How do the police know that he tried to recruit a 13-year-old? There's no way for them to know that. That means it's more snitching going on than we want to believe. That's what I'm saying. Y'all killing all these snitches, then more snitches gonna snitch on you because you catching more bodies, and it's just a cycle that never stops. All this fear, and we gotta make people scared of us. Eventually, it's gonna go down, and when you do go down, man, people ain't gonna like it, bro. You go to jail for killing women and killing kids and all this other shit.